to
Welcome
another
back.
episode. Oh, I can't even know up. This is the For Her podcast. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode. This is a heavy episode.
It is.
So we're gonna get ourselves together. But thank you for tuning in. We dive into healing, empowerment, and relationships. And my name is Lisa.
I'm Katrina.
And girl, you're going to definitely need to get your
tissue.
Because today we're going to be talking about navigating life after loss.
Yes.
In today's episode, that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
And so
specifically the loss of parents. Our parents.
Of parents. This is,
I know.
Yeah. Just even thinking about
Just thinking about it.
Is a little overwhelming.
Well, let's start by telling a story. One of our favorite times with our parents. And I can talk about, because even just thinking about it, it's still fresh because my mom has been gone for now 8 years. Mm-hmm. And my dad, I believe, has been gone for about 15 years. So it still feels fresh. Like, you know, there's those days when I'm okay, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I can think about them and remember those good times. Mm-hmm. And then there's those times when it just hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. The smell or a conversation or to look at their pictures or the music or drive down the street past the neighborhood where we grew up. You know, those moments hit. But one of the favorite times that I had with my mom and dad. Now, they were divorced, so it would have to be separately. I remember my dad when he would come and pick me up and take me to his house on the weekends, or because he worked nights, he worked for the post office, worked afternoons, and he would get off at night, and he would come late at night to pick me up. And, you know, I would be extremely excited because I knew my daddy was coming. Yeah. You know, I knew my daddy was coming. And my mom made sure that I was always ready. You know, my bag was packed and I may have gotten a nap earlier in the day because at night he wouldn't get there till like 11:30, and I wanted to be up when he come. And so, you know, she made a point of making sure that I was always ready when he would come. And then my dad was in the Army. He was a vet. He was in the Army. And so I always looked at him as like my hero. Oh, yeah. You know, he was 6'2", handsome. He had this scruggly beard like my husband. I think that's why I love it so much. And when he would pick me up, and he would give me the biggest hug, and then he would rub his beard against my face. So, you know, I remember those times, those good times. And with my mom, you know, she did the best that she could as a mother. You know, she had a pretty rough start, a really rough life, but she was just an amazing mom in the best that she could do for me and my brother. And so I remember specifically, this just popped in my head, actually. We had a field trip at school, and, you know, back in the day, money was tight. It was rough. And she was a single mom with 2 kids living above her mom in a two-family flat. And I had to take a lunch for this, and it was to go down to the music hall. We were going to see a play. Mm-hmm. And she got me all dressed up, and, you know, because we're going to the music hall. Yeah. She got me all dressed up in my Sunday's best and did my hair, and I got on my black patent leather shoes, and I needed a lunch. Oh. And I remember looking in the refrigerator, and there was nothing. Nothing. But I don't know what she did. I don't know where she went. I don't know. I had a lunch. It wasn't nothing in the house, but I had a lunch. And I was almost a little embarrassed, you know, to open my lunch because I really didn't know what was in it. You know, was it sardines? You know, because it was good for some sardines. What is in here? She packed me a hot dog. She packed me some chips. I had a juice. Well, back then we didn't have juice boxes. So, you know, she had got me a pop. And she had a little chocolate in there. And that meant the world to me because it wasn't in the house. So where did she go?
It came from something.
She did what she had to do as a mom to make sure her baby girl had it.
Yeah, I remember with my parents, I was in a 2-family home. and my father was a pastor. And so he would travel a lot when we were younger, and there's five of us. And so one of my fondest memories as a family, because we always did things together, even when my dad, had to go revival or do whatever, he always tried to make sure that he did something with us because we knew he was not always there. But we, when you kids, you don't understand why daddy's always gone, but mom was home.
Right.
So he had to make it do what it do. But one of my fondest memories is my dad, he bought a camper, bought a family camper. My dad was always buying stuff. Like, he'd just pull up in front of the house. He bought a bus. Like, my dad was always buying stuff. Why? I don't know. But when we were younger, he was a truck driver. So as we got older, he decided when he came off a revival, he's like, I'm going to take you guys on a family trip. Pack your stuff up. We were all excited. We was in the camper. My mom always fried chicken.
Okay. Yep.
That chicken, listen, y'all that used to eat hot chicken, listen, that chicken be on the road for 3 days. We will not heat it up.
Eat it right out there.
Right out that bag. Right out the bag. And so my dad got us all, we all got in the camper. We was excited to get in the camper. We was all packed and everything. He's like, I just want to take y'all on a road trip. So, girl, we thinking we just getting ready to go somewhere. Girl, he took us to Saginaw Bay. My dad loved to fish.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here like, now you've been gone all this time and you bring us fishing? Like, I don't even eat fish. But during those times, he knew he took care of us and spent time with us the way he knew how to take time, with us.
Yes.
And now that I look back, I probably was mad back then, like, why are we here? And all these flies out here. I gotta put a worm on it, but he was teaching us how to fish.
How to survive.
And how to survive.
That's right.
And so that was one of my great moments. We used to drive to, his family is down south. So we would always go down south.
Yeah.
Even after his mom passed, we would still go. And another one of funny moments that we all had together is we were driving, and I can't remember where we were going, if we were stopping somewhere along the way. But my brother, who was my, I'm the oldest. No, I have an older sister, me, then my brother up under me.
Okay.
He had on these gym shoes called Pumas.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. We're driving down the freeway and we kept saying, what is that smell? Like, what is it? Now, back in the day, there was 5 of us in a car.
Yeah.
And one of us would sleep in the back window.
Yes. Yeah.
With a pillow.
Yep.
Okay. So it would either be my baby sister or my baby brother would sleep in the back window. And we were like,
Car seats?
Yeah, no car seat, no seat belts. We just enjoying life. So we would take turns when we got irritated with each other, because that was a long ride. We would take turns with sleeping in the back window with a pillow. That was like the best place to sleep.
That was.
Don't put me in no hotel. Get me in that back window. Listen, and it's 900 degrees outside, baby. That was the best ride. It didn't even matter. And so we're in the car, and my brother, we was like, what is that smell? So we stopped. My dad stopped. He was like, we got to figure out what this is. So we went through and ended up finding out it was my brother's gym shoes. My dad threw those gym shoes out immediately. He's like, take them off your feet. And they're going. Threw them things out right there. So those were like, 2 of my, it's so many. Because as a family, even to this day, me and my siblings, when we get together, it's going to be a clown show. All day long. We talking about each other, reminiscing on stuff we did.
Yeah.
But that just showed, my parents really valued family.
Yes.
And so with my dad being the breadwinner and he just showed my brothers how to be the man.
How to be a man.
And my mom showed us how to be women.
Yeah.
And so I miss those moments with them. Sometimes I just sit back and just like, man, I wish they were here.
Yes,
to see. Yeah.
Yeah, to see my kids.
Yeah.
And see my grandbaby.
My
now.
grandbaby. Yeah.
And to see the woman that I
that
they raised.
Yeah.
The woman that they raised. And
Yeah.
so when we're talking about grief, my mom was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2016. It was the end of 2016. She was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
That, yes.
And so navigating that walk with her during that time, she's going to chemotherapy, she's going to radiation, she's losing weight, but she never lost her faith. She never lost her faith. Her faith was so strong. And her faith was the reason that her doctors, they believe, because they gave her 6 months when they diagnosed her. They believe because of her faith, that was the reason she was able to live almost a year and some months after the initial diagnosis. And so walking through that journey with her in that last year and a half, really brought us closer together. It brought us closer together as mother and daughter. It brought us closer together as women. Yeah. It helped me to understand who she was. In those moments, because, we had our knockout bang-outs. I'm growing up to be a woman, and she's still trying to hang on to that little girl. And, we had those knockout bang-outs up until that point. And, there was times I didn't want to talk to her, but the Bible say, honor your mother and your father, that your days may be long on the earth. So I had to honor her, but I didn't want to be bothered with her sometimes. And so it was hard to put myself in that space to be her caregiver. But then their shift took place where I became her daughter.
Yeah. Wow.
And watching my mother walk through those months, and to know that she was leaving here soon, not years from now, but soon. It was very difficult, but it was also so rewarding to be there with her in those days and to nourish her and to love her and to talk to her and to pray with her and to listen to her story. Listen to her story. And to be there when she needed someone to love on her the most. Because she didn't have a husband. She didn't have a significant other in her life. So being there with her in those moments. So I remember this, I recorded, my husband recorded some stuff too for me, and I thank God that he did. I recorded some of our last moments together, and she was telling me, some things she wanted me to know. And there was one thing she in this recording, I actually listened to it not too long ago, getting ready for this. And she told me, she said, I want you to tell my story, but I want you to tell your story. And she said, and what I want everyone to know about my story is that I should have left other women's husbands alone. And I was like, Mama.
Let me get this off of me real quick.
Mama. Man, one lesson, should have just left other women's husbands alone. I was like, Ma. She was like, no. We laughed. We laughed about it. But she was like, it's the truth. Yeah. Those are things that I learned in my life. And, it was those little things. And the recordings, now that I listen to it and I hear her voice, I miss her so much.
Yeah.
I miss her so much. And I know I can't have those times again, but I cherish those moments. Yeah. I cherish those moments.
Yeah, I was a daddy's girl. And not taken away from my mom, but I always was up under my dad. Always trying to glean, learn from him. And it's probably because he was always on the road. So whenever I got that time with him, that I could spend that time with him.
Yeah.
Me and my mom we kind of had, our relationship was a little rocky for a little bit. And it wasn't, I don't know why. It was just, we did get a moment to talk about those things because I wanted her to forgive me for things I've said and I've done.
Yes.
And then she also,
yes.
because she didn't realize some of the things that she said to me to hurt me. So we were able, before she passed, to have those moments.
Yes.
And so with just being a daddy's girl, it was just like, people ask, like, when your parents pass, with both of my dad had been sick for a while. Because he was so busy taking care of the church, trying to make sure we were good, and taking care of everything else, he never really took out time for himself.
Yeah.
It was always making sure the church is good, y'all good, your mom good, all of that. And so he would get sick, bounce back, get sick, bounce back. So it's like when he got sick the last time, because my dad passed in 2015, he passed on my mom's birthday.
Wow.
It was so crazy.
Wow.
And it just makes me think now, like, the love that they have for each other.
Yeah.
Because my mom had to run an errand when my dad was in the hospital. And she told him, don't go anywhere until I get back. He held on.
Until
now,
she
mind
got
you,
back.
he was, not all the way here. He held on until I want to say she had just missed him or while she was coming back.
Yeah.
Then he left.
Yeah.
Now, my mom died 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
The day after my dad's birthday.
That's love.
The weirdest thing.
That's love.
It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
But dealing with grief and your parents, it was like, it's still like unreal now.
It's unreal. Yeah.
That they are gone.
Yeah.
I listened to some of my dad's sermons.
Yeah.
And my mom was a singer.
Yeah.
And the first time ever hearing her after she passed, somebody posted a video of her singing.
Yeah.
You think that you have like kind of gotten over it.
Yeah. Nope.
And it took a minute.
Yeah.
Like, soon as I saw the video,
Yeah.
I had to cut it off.
Yeah.
Because hearing her voice, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
Nope, not ready for this. But like those moments, I really miss.
I know.
Like, would they be proud of me?
Yes.
The things that I'm enduring
That's right.
and raising my children.
Yeah.
I'm glad my daughters got to spend quality time
my
with
kids.
them.
Yes.
So I do appreciate that. But like them being here with my granddaughter.
Yeah.
With their other great
With the other great,
to see all of us are doing well,
Girl,
that we still spend time.
They would have spoiled these
together.
babies
Yes.
rotten.
Yeah, they would have.
rotten.
Yeah, and so like, I'm glad I had. It wasn't a perfect relationship,
Yeah.
but we had a loving relationship.
Yes. Yes.
And I am like a fighter
Yeah.
for people. When I see moms and daughters,
Oh my goodness.
moms and sons, and dads
Yes.
and daughters and dads and sons that don't get along,
Please.
because if I
mend it.
can get those years
Yes.
back,
Yes.
oh my God.
Girl, I think
If I could
about
just
it.
talk to my parents
one more time. Just one more time.
Yeah, just one more time.
Yeah.
But I was grateful that I had the opportunity to ask them to forgive me
Yes.
for anything that I have put on them to stress them out.
That's
and
right.
then for them to have the opportunity to ask the same.
Exactly.
The reciprocation
The
of
reciprocation. Yeah.
it. It was like, it was
I know.
amazing.
And I thank God for those times that she and I were able to have those times together and we had those conversations. And she asked me to forgive her because it was rough.
Yeah.
She asked me to forgive her for the things that she did, but I also had to tell her, you did the best that you could.
Yeah.
And I thank you for being my mother.
Yeah.
I thank you
for raising me the way that you did. I thank you for putting so much into me when you didn't have it yourself. I thank
was
you.
hard.
That was hard. I had to thank her for that. And now, looking in hindsight, I remember the day she took her last breath. She had been in hospice for 8 days, and they kept saying, you know, she's still hanging in there. She's still in. And I was like, you not leaving here. You not leaving.
That
you
hope.
you not.
Yeah.
Until I left the room to go home and get some rest because I was tired. I went home to get some rest, and I remember calling her that night, and the night nurse put the phone up to her ear so I could talk to her. And I said, Mama, I'm not coming tonight. I just want to get some rest tonight. I'll see you in the morning, first thing in the morning. And me and Darnell went, and we got breakfast, we got some coffee, and we were walking up the hallway, and the nurse was like, she's still here. You know, she's still hanging in there. And in my head, it's like, she's not leaving. Okay. And walked in the room, and the nurse said, oh, it's imminent. And I remember those words, it's imminent. And I walked over to her, and I told her it was okay. It's okay, Mama. You can go.
Yeah.
We're good. I'll never forget anything that you taught me, and I know you love me. And I will hold on to that. But get some rest. It's okay. We're going to be fine. We are fine.
Yeah.
And we love you. And Darnell came in the room. Darnell was in the room, and Camille came. Because she was still here. Everybody else was gone. They were away at school, and she came into she was in the room, and we told her it was okay. And she went home. And in that moment, I felt a piece of me leave. Yeah, a piece of me left that day. And I didn't think that peace would ever be, that place would ever be refilled. Because it was hard to lose her.
Yeah.
But over time, now I look at her picture, I can hear her voice now. I can wear the color purple, because purple is her favorite color. I can wear the color purple
my
now.
mom's too. Yeah. Perfect.
And it doesn't hurt as much.
And it's manageable.
Yeah.
But then you still have those moments.
Yeah.
It was hard for me because my dad was a pastor.
Yeah.
Going back to his church
Yeah.
after he passed, because his
Yeah.
smell
Yeah.
was still in the church.
Yeah.
His smell was still in his office.
Yeah.
And the first time I walked back in, I had to stop in the doorway.
Yeah.
I could feel
Yeah.
him in the building.
Yeah.
And it was
I
so
remember that. Yeah.
it was so scary. I just had to stop.
Yeah.
And there was chairs in their vestibule, and I had to just sit
Yes.
to just gather myself.
Yeah.
Now I didn't go to my dad's wake.
Okay.
I couldn't.
You could.
I was not
You
ready.
could. Yeah.
Me personally, I don't really like hospitals. I don't like funerals. It just
Yes.
brings back so many memories for
Yeah.
me. But I pushed my way
Yeah.
every day to go see my dad
Yeah.
at the hospital.
Yeah.
Every day I walked down that aisle, walked into the hospital, I was shaking
Yes.
because I didn't know what to expect,
Yes.
what to do.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I got enough strength because I'm
Yeah.
like, this is my dad.
You should. Yeah. Yeah.
But going through that process of him being sick, and then I never went to his wake, but I was at the funeral.
Yeah.
And still sitting back to this day, it was all a blur
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My mom's service,
Yeah.
it was a blur
Yeah.
for me. Every now and then I'll get a flashback as to what happened.
That's right.
Going to see, the worst thing was going to the funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do any of that with my dad. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I just could. With my mom, it took so much.
Yeah.
Not because of the love, because I'm like, I lost my dad.
Right.
Now I have to do this again.
Right.
And so now I got to come in here.
Yeah.
And I thank God for my husband supporting me
Yes,
along the way.
absolutely.
Because getting
Yes.
that phone call, my sister, and I told because my siblings know how I am.
Yeah.
When it comes to anybody being sick,
Yeah.
anybody dying, I'm not the person
right.
at all.
That's right.
Even at my age, I'm
Yeah.
not that person.
Yeah.
My husband gets sick. Whew. I'm like, Lord, please take me before him.
Right.
Because Jesus,
Oh,
I'm just not good in those situations.
Yeah.
And so my husband was so supportive. We were laying in the bed. And I told my sister, I said, when she passes, text me.
Yeah.
Don't call me
Don't
because I
call.
need to
Yeah.
kind of work
Get
through
yourself
those feelings,
together.
emotion. And my sister forgot. And she called me. So when she called, I kind of like already knew.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
again, she would always call to keep me updated when it wasn't my day
Okay.
to go see her. What
Right.
was going.
Yeah.
And when I heard that,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I just gave my husband the phone
Yeah.
and I just laid on his chest
Yeah.
and I just cried.
I know.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I was preparing,
Yes.
because I knew.
Yes. Yes.
but then when you actually get that
Yes.
phone call
Mhm.
that like they're not here anymore, it's a lot.
It's final.
Yeah. It's like
It makes it
no
final.
more
Yeah.
talking, no more hugging.
No more
No more-
pictures.
yeah.
No more conversation.
My mom's hands were healing hands.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I was going through, wasn't feeling good. If I go to my mom's house and sit next to her, all she had to do was lay her hand
That's
on
right.
me.
That's right.
Everything I was going through, it would
Yeah.
go away.
Yeah.
She will rub your head or
Yeah.
she'll just pat your back. Her hands
Yeah.
were like healing hands.
Yeah.
And it's like those moments
Those moments.
I'm like, Lord, if I could just, when I'm
know.
going through, if I can just feel my mom just going
feel
like
'em.
this,
Yes.
like I would feel so
I know.
much better.
I know.
It was hard for me after they both passed to even go into the neighborhood where they lived.
Yeah. Yeah.
The process of going through their things.
Ooh.
Now, when my dad died, my mom was still in the house. We all made sure we took shifts, taking
Yeah,
care of all of
take
them. There's
care-
5
yeah.
of us. But after she passed,
I know.
and it's like there's nobody
I know.
there
know.
going through their things.
Yes.
It was a lot.
I know.
It was like this is the finality
Yes.
of
Yeah.
your parents.
Your parents.
You're out here without parents.
Exactly. You don't have the covering. You don't have the generation of
Nope.
before you. You're it now. There is nothing that you can go to. No one, not nothing. No one that you can go to, because I knew I can go to my mom and talk to my mom about anything. And I can't now because she's no longer here.
Yeah.
So and most recently, because after her passing, it was so hard for me to wear the color purple or even look at the color purple because she loved purple so much. White Diamond perfume, her favorite.
My mom loved that too. Yes.
I could not smell it without bawling. I remember I was at Dollar General one day. I'll make this brief. I was at Dollar General one day, and this lady was in the store buying some food and things. And I thought of my mom because that's what my mom was doing towards the end of her life, because that's how she, was buying her food. And I saw this lady and I looked at her and she reminded me so much of my mom till I started crying. I'm in Dollar General, tears just running down my face. And people are like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine. I just lost my mom." And, everybody was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss." And it felt so good to receive that from others, but what I wanted it was from my mom.
From your mom.
What I wanted and I had to tell the lady, I was like, "You remind me so much of my mom, and I just lost her."
Yeah.
And she hugged me. She had to give me a hug because she's crying, I'm crying, but it was those triggers, those things that happen.
holidays.
Ooh.
But we used to always get together as a family. My mom and dad didn't have a huge house, but all 500 of us, I don't know how we fit into her house, but we made it do what it do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was love
Yes.
in that place.
Yes.
We didn't care that there wasn't a bunch of rooms. We would be scattered. We would be sitting on top of each other.
didn't care.
Eating on the floor,
Right.
eating on the TV stand, eating on the couch, the little ottoman.
Yeah.
We made sure we made it do. The holidays, when they first passed, the holidays were the hardest. Their birthdays were the hardest.
Those first, yes.
Yes, those first. Now,
Oh my God, yes.
I am at a better place
Yeah.
mentally, where when my dad's birthday or my mom's birthday
Yeah.
come or a holiday, before I would just cry all day,
Yeah. Yes.
uncontrollably.
Uncontrollably.
And
yes.
now every year it gets better.
It does.
It gets better.
It's get easier.
And this is just me. When their birthdays come, a lot of people always post stuff up. I just have it in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
seeing it, and it's not like it's not like I try not to block it out. I don't
No,
think.
you're just not.
But
you're
that's
not-
the way
that's
I
the way
deal
you handle
with
it.
it.
Yeah.
Like
that's the
I'm
way you
not
handle
posting
it.
all these pictures and doing all this, and even got to the point where now I put their obituaries up where I
Yeah.
don't see them.
Yeah.
Before I had them out.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, girl, you crazy? Like, why are you doing? But for my healing process,
That's right.
I had to move those
things away. Yes.
And then I had to just think
Yes.
on the memories
Yes.
that I shared with them.
Yes.
And they were so many,
Yeah.
good and
good
bad.
Yeah.
And so it's not as bad for me.
Right.
Now, I still have my moments.
Of course. Of course.
Still have my trigger
course.
moments where
Of course.
if somebody says
Yeah.
something, or there's a lady at my church, she hugs me like my mom used to hug me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have a lady that I know. Oh my! And when she hugs me, I lose it every time. Every single
Yeah.
time.
It's just like
I do.
When I see
Yes.
her coming, I'm just like, okay.
Yes.
I'm playing over in my head like, okay, here she comes. Gather yourself.
Get it together.
Because I love her.
Yeah.
And just her hug just
Yeah.
does
Every single
something
time.
for me. And
Yeah.
I'm learning how to handle the triggers.
So like I said, now I'm at this point now where I can smell her perfume. I can wear the color purple.
Mm-hmm.
I can buy specific flowers that she loved, and no, it reminds me of her, and I get that sense of peace. I can look at her pictures now. I pulled her pictures back out. They're out now. I can have them out. And there's this picture I took the last time we held hands when she took her last
I
breath.
remember that picture, yes.
And that picture, I could not look at that picture. Now I can look at that picture, and it's like I'm holding her hand again for the last time.
Oh, yeah.
So the grief is still there. The missing her is still there, but I don't feel alone in this world like I did. That piece of me has been filled
Like
with
that
the
void.
joy.
Yeah.
It's been filled with the joy of the love that I receive from my children and my that grandbaby.
Yes.
He
Make you forget about everything that you're going
that
through.
love for that grandbaby, that has filled that void, and it helps me now to love on my children even more and to love on him even more because that love that she had for us. And again, I know if she was here, this little boy would be spoiled rotten to the core.
Yes.
But that's now my place in his life because the love
And I'm telling you, that
has.
grandbaby
Ooh,
is I don't know if it's just like
yeah.
God knows what you need when you need it. I thought my children.
Yes.
You know, you have your husband, you know, your
Yes.
children, and then that grandbaby is just an
grandbaby.
extra step.
He filled that void.
Yeah.
He
of
did.
filling that void.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
And a lot of things that my granddaughter does reminds me of my mom.
Yes.
And she has, depending on how she looks or a facial expression like her Nene, she looks like my dad.
Yeah.
So I see them
You see
in
them
her,
in her.
you know,
Yeah.
sometimes. And so it makes it a a little easier. I still have not got up to the point of going to the cemetery. My sisters do that. I'm just not a
You're not
cemetery
ready.
person.
Yeah, and that's okay.
When we were at the cemetery, it was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Is this really happening? Again,
It's so final.
those days were
it's
blurs
final.
for me.
Yeah, it's so final.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
days were just like really blurs for me, just going back through that.
Yeah.
And I have to say that I really held on to my faith during those times.
Yes.
Because I promise you, I felt like I
Yes.
wanted to just
Yes.
give up,
Yes.
just throw in the towel,
Yes.
just stop doing whatever. But then my parents taught me
That's right.
about faith.
That's right.
Taught me that we're not going to be here forever.
forever.
They instilled in us, we're not going to be here
Yeah.
forever, but you have to live
You
on.
still gotta live.
Until your time. And so
Yeah.
having faith in God, I think really
That's
sustained
right.
me
That's right.
and helped me.
Yes.
When I was going through those moments of disappointment, of
Yeah.
anger, of bitterness, I had all kind of things in my mind.
Yeah.
With both of their deaths.
Yeah.
But my faith in
Yeah.
God
Ugh.
is what really kept
That's right.
me.
That's right.
Because I wanted to
to.
tell people off and why are you
Girl,
over
who's
here?
so angry.
You
I was
didn't talk
so
to them
angry.
when they were living all
Yeah.
of a
Oh,
sudden. You wanna
yes.
come over here and you want to show up and, you know.
Don't talk to me about nothing.
people.
The people. Don't talk to me about nothing.
know,
when it came to my mama.
when it comes to death,
yeah,
people come out.
Oh yeah.
The people that they've been hiding inside of them,
Yeah.
they just leap out. And so we had people who would never really care for my parents trying to come to the house. And because as siblings, we know who is who. Oh, we blocked a lot of stuff.
course.
Now, when my dad passed, my mom was like, oh, they love him. He can come over. We were just looking at her like, okay, sis, this is your moment. But let it come to you. When my mom passed,
That's right.
let me tell you something. The
That's
five of
right.
us, the
That's
Fab
right.
Five.
The Fab Five.
Baby,
Locked
we wasn't
it down.
going.
That's right.
We wasn't going for that. You didn't like her, so you're not coming over
That's
here. Thank you for calling or whatever. No.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when I say we held it down
You had to.
for my mom, when my
had to.
mom was here,
Yeah.
when my dad, that was her responsibility.
responsibility.
Even
Yeah.
though we did cover her.
Yeah.
But when she passed, listen,
I understand. That's
all that y'all thought y'all was
Yeah.
gonna do, it's
it's a wrap. It ain't happening.
It's a
Just-
wrap.
Just going on about your
Because
business.
us five,
Yeah,
we got
it.
this.
I understand.
We love Jesus and we all have faith
Yeah.
in God. But what y'all not getting ready to do, my mom was a little bit more lenient.
Yeah.
But
Let's
us
not
five-
hear.
Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, no, ma'am.
So I too would encourage someone who, because you're absolutely right. I'm glad you brought that part up, because the after, dealing with the anger
Yes.
afterwards, I had to, because I was so angry at a lot of people, a lot of people.
Like, where was
But,
you at?
but
And now
girl.
you want to pop up and show up and talk?
don't about your business. Grief counseling helped me so much.
Oh, yeah.
It really did. Grief counseling helped me to process everything that I was feeling. There's different stages of grief, and I don't know what they all are, but I know anger was one of them. And to process it so that I can slowly start to move forward. And then in that, what also helped me through that process is when I wrote the book, Through Trauma to Grace. When I wrote my book, Through Trauma to Grace, this helped me to also get through the healing process that I needed to go through because of everything that happened.
Yeah.
And it was a blessing and it took 4 years to write the book, 6 years to grief counseling, but
It's here.
it's here.
Yeah. And it's an excellent book.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, sis.
It's a very good book. I read it
Thank you, sis.
from beginning to end.
Thank you, sis.
And I have a signed book. My book is
Your book
signed.
is autographed.
But I just want to encourage people like
Yes.
grieving is a process.
It's a process.
And however long it takes you,
Yes.
take the time that you need. Surround yourself
Yeah.
with community that actually loves you, who's
That
going to
part.
support you,
That
who's
part.
not going to push you and tell you to hurry up and
part.
get over it, because it takes time.
It takes time.
grieving takes time.
It's not,
And then
it's
you
not a one and
grieve
done.
the way you grieve.
Please.
Don't allow people to
Yes.
tell you, well, girl, why you hollering and screaming? Because that's how I need to get this out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay if that's what you need to do.
Yep.
Do
Do it.
you.
Do it.
Do it.
Yes.
And if you need to take time by yourself, take that
Please
time.
do. You do.
But grief counseling is amazing.
It's amazing.
Because you think that you're the only one grieving this
Yes.
way. There's a lot of people grieving. And I think a lot of people will be further along
Yeah.
if they had taken the time, to get that counseling.
Yes, I think so.
So
too.
I just want to encourage you
Yes.
that if you are going through a grieving time, it could be a parent, a spouse, a family member, your
Yes.
child,
Yes.
to take the
Take the
time
time.
that you need to grieve.
Yes.
Hold on to those memories.
Please do.
Don't throw them out when people say, "Oh, throw that stuff out so you'll forget." You'll never forget.
Yes.
Grieve the
Grieve
way
the
you
way you-
feel that you
yes.
need to grieve. And what would
Yes.
you
You
say?
you're hitting it right on the point, because I made the mistake of throwing away so much of her stuff too soon, and I really wished I had waited and just took my time. So just take your time. Grieving happens in different stages, and grieving is a process. And surround yourself with people who will be willing to walk that journey with you. I had my sisters who were right there with me every step of the way, and we were there for you guys when you all were going through. So, take that time and lean on everyone, but know that God will give you the strength to get through everything
Everything
in time.
in time.
In time.
And so again, we thank y'all.
We thank you all for joining for her
joining.
podcast.
Yes.
Remember to like, share,
and subscribe. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And until our next episode, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for
Have an
tuning in.
amazing day.
You too.